How can I troubleshoot guest operating system boot failures in virtual machines? Imagine trying to start your virtual machine, and instead of a smooth boot, you see a blank screen or an error message. It can be frustrating, but don't worry. Troubleshooting these issues is straightforward once you understand what to check. First, verify that the virtual machine is configured with the correct boot mode. Most modern operating systems like Windows 10 or 11 and current Linux distributions support UEFI, while older ones like Windows XP need BIOS mode. If the firmware setting is mismatched, the OS won't start. You can change this in the VM settings by editing the firmware options. Next, look at the boot device order. The virtual machine must be set to boot from the virtual hard disk or ISO image containing the OS installation files. If the boot order is incorrect, the VM might try to boot from a network or a non-bootable device, causing it to hang or show a blank screen. Adjust the boot priority in the VM settings to ensure it boots from the right device. For Windows VMS, a common problem is a corrupted or missing boot configuration data store. The BCD holds essential boot settings. If it's damaged or missing, Windows won't start. You can fix this by booting into the Windows recovery environment and using tools like the bootrec command to rebuild the BCD. Also, check if the OS partition is marked as active. If it's not, the system won't recognize it as the boot partition. You can use disk partitioning tools like disk partition or disk management to set the correct partition as active. Sometimes, hardware changes within the VM can cause boot failures. For example, if you change the virtual disk controller or upgrade the virtual hardware version, the OS might not recognize the new hardware. Reinstalling drivers or even reinstalling the OS might be necessary in some cases. If your VM shows a black screen or freezes during startup, it could be due to incompatible virtual hardware features. Disabling features like Virtual Trusted Platform Module or Trusted Launch can sometimes resolve these issues. Lastly, check the virtual disk's health. If the disk is corrupted or the OS files are missing, the VM won't boot. Restoring from a backup or attaching the disk to another VM for repair can help recover the system. So, in summary, start by confirming the boot mode, then check the boot device order, verify the active partition, review hardware settings, and address any disk issues. Each operating system has its own boot process, so understanding these differences helps you troubleshoot more effectively. With patience and these steps, you'll get your virtual machine back up and running smoothly.